Okay, let's get started.
Ghosts are real. That much I know.
Hey horrifics, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is the first time here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get a notification every single time that I post a video, and I post every single week. So you can see from the title, today's video is going to be my full review with spoilers of the stop motion dark fantasy horror film Coraline. Now, as always, all my reviews are with spoilers. If you don't want them, I do not do spoiler free reviews for films that are already out, so I apologize in advance. But saying that disclaimer, let's get into the video. Coraline, like I said, is a 2009 dark fantasy stop-motion horror film that is directed by Henry Selick, the same guy that did A Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes, Tim Burton is the producer and the creator of the characters, but Henry Selick is the director. This is based on a novel of the same name that is written by Neil Gaiman, and it follows an adventurous 11-year-old girl that finds another world that is a strangely idolized version of her frustrating home, but it has sinister secrets. Now, to give a brief summary of the story, the film follows Coraline. She gets into this new house with her parents and she hates her life, hates everything from it. She doesn't like the food that they make, how they live, the fact that she needs to be in a new school, where she lives, everything. While she's exploring the house, she finds this little door, but when they open it, they realize that there's nothing on the other side. It's just a wall. The curiosity of Coraline stays there. While she's exploring the outside of the house, she meets this kid that is called YB, and she doesn't like him either. On the next morning, YB leaves at her house a doll that surprisingly looks just like Coraline, but she doesn't give that much thought. Coraline keeps exploring the house. We meet the neighbors and the other people that live on the same apartment building. Like, once again, she's not happy. But on the night, she wakes up and she sees a mouse. She follows the mouse, and that mouse goes into the little door. When she gets into, she realizes that it's a tunnel. She crosses it, and when she gets to the other side, she realizes that she's essentially in the same house, but better. And this is when we meet the other mother and also the other father. They are the better version, what Coraline wants to have, but they have button eyes instead of just regular eyes, which can turn kind of creepy. Coraline is going to be coming to this world 3 times. At first, she believes that it's just her having a dream. She tells this to her parents. They believe that she's just having dreams. They don't believe that this is real until she goes in the middle of the day instead of night on the 3rd time. And this is when she realizes that the whole world is real. The 3rd time that Coraline arrives into this world, the other mother tells her that she could stay there forever, but the only thing that she needs to do is to put some button eyes. Coraline does not want to do this, and she tries to escape, but is unable at first. And this is when the real side of the other mother appears, and this is when we see that she is able to transform herself into whatever physical appearance that she wants, and that she's evil and that she wants Coraline's soul. She traps Coraline behind a mirror, and this is when she meets 3 kids, or the ghost of them, and they explain to Coraline that the other mother is actually a witch or a beldam. This is a type of mythical creature that she eats the souls of kids and is able, like I said, to transform herself into whatever she wants, and she has the power of create the world that she wants, that in this case is Coraline's life and what she wants. But Coraline is able to escape the world, and when she gets to her real world, she realizes that the witch took her parents, so she needs to return and save them. And she decides to play a game where she's going to try to find the eyes of the kids and her parents, and if she succeeds, she's able to leave. If not, she needs to stay and put on the button eyes. Of course, Coraline is successful, although the witch tries to cheat a few times into the game. Coraline is able to escape and defeat the witch for a little bit, because a hand from the witch gets able to get onto the other side. They have a little fight at the end, but Coraline finally succeeds and ends everything once and for all. And that's how the film ends. Now, going very straight into my review and opinion. First, my opinion. I loved this film from the very first moment that I saw it. I was a child. I was between 9 and 10. By this time, I already like it, stop motion film. So, of course, I was dying to see this one. This is a film that I have seen so many people that were traumatized or that they get very scared when they were kids. There have been reports that many kids got scared when this film was in theaters. I do not blame them because the reality is a very creepy story. There is also this debate that the film is not horror, but I do believe that it's horror. It's not bloody, but definitely it's a scary film for kids because at the end of the day, this is a film made for kids. I read the novel. If you think that the film is scary, the book is even worse, but it's a very good read. It's for kids, but I think that is a very good read. Now, getting into my review, the first thing I love it about this film, besides the general story, is the animation. Something that I do really like about this film is that it takes very seriously doing this contrast between the real world and the other mother's world. I'll explain myself. When we meet Coraline and when we have these first moments in the film when we are on the real world, it's very gray, it's out of life, everything feels dead. The reality feels that something is missing. And then when we go to the other mother's world, it's the whole contrary. You have a full garden, the food is very good, everything is so bright, everything is perfect. Of course, this is the whole point of presenting this world to Coraline. But I think that they did a fantastic job with doing the full contrast. Just like on Corpse Bride, when we have the living world and then the world of the dead, we have a full contrast there. Another thing that I do really like is the villain, the Beldam, the other mother, wherever we want to call it. I think that she's creepy as hell. She's pure evil. She is not the type of villain that you will feel sorry for her. She's not a good person or a creature or whatever she is. And also her design. I think that she is creepy as hell. We see her in 3 different ways. The first is Coraline's mother, then as a mix between her real self and Coraline's mother. And then when she fully transforms into what she really is, she's very tall and almost like a spider like, and it's a hell of a creepy design. And to add to that are the button eyes, a detail that I have seen and heard so many people say that is the worst part. During the film, we see a doll that I actually own, and it's so beautiful. But I know that for so many people, this is scary as hell. I will put in this picture. This is what the other mother uses to spy Coraline and to get what she will need in order to convince Coraline to stay with her instead of returning to her real world. And it's, like I said, creepy as hell. Another thing that I do really like is the sets and the whole details of it. I think that is a film with so many details. And for being a stop motion, it's hard. This type of films are very hard to make, and they put so much attention to the details that adds to the story. Of course, the story is different to the novel. On the novel, Coraline only goes once into the other mother's world and she has the full experience in just one day. Here they decided to divide it and also adding a certain aesthetic to it, because the design of Coraline is a design that we all know by heart. Her yellow raincoat, her boots, her blue hair. She's nothing like that on the novel. And I honestly believe that they did a pretty good job with adding original material and details, but also bringing the essence of the story. And I also own the graphic novel version of Coraline, and it's very cool to see the contrast of how Neil Gaiman imagine everything and how it was made into the big screen, but adding details. And I believe that they were perfectly made, and it was the best choice, being honest. I'm not saying that the original designs of the graphic novel are bad, like not at all, but I think that is the contrast of the colors specifically, and also the little details of her clothing and all that stuff that makes the film even better, if that's even possible. Also, this film has an ensemble cast as voice actors. We have Dakota Fanning, we have Terry Hatcher, Jennifer Saunders, Dawn French, Kate David, John Hodgman, Robert Bailey Jr., and Ian McShane. And I truly believe that they make the difference. Voice actors can really make the difference in animated films between being good characters and just being flatten just the voice, if that even makes sense. To summarize, I think that the story is very good, it's very interesting, it's engaging, it's creepy as hell. I think that serves the purpose of not just entertaining but also being scary, because at the end of the day, this is a horror film. The attention to the details and also the coloring and the whole color palette that they use, it's amazing, fits perfectly. The sets, the attention to the details really makes the difference. Visually is stunning. Even if you are scared, at least look for the majority of the film because it's visually stunning. And also how strong the villain is. Like I said, for me, she is pure evil. I don't see no one ever saying that she's a good person because she's not. She's pure evil. She wants to eat Coraline's soul. She's a witch. And I think that they did a perfect job with portraying how manipulative can be and also the message that the story has. And be careful what you wish for is the line that they use for the majority of the marketing, but it's true. I think that is a great way to teach kids that they need to be more grateful for their lives and that they need to be very careful with what they really wish for, because that doesn't end well the majority of the time. So I think that has a small message between the lines that I think is very good for kids, although they may end scared at the ending, but it may be worth it. So if you have a kid or maybe a little brother or sister, or any child in your life, maybe show them this film and maybe you will end up having a new horror fan, because this film is also a great start. If you know that your kid or a little children likes this type of spooky stuff, a great way to start. But well, in my opinion, this film is a 5 out of 5. A 10 out of 10 is excellent. It's one of my favorite animated films. It's everything. I have even done the cosplay of Coraline and the other mother. I'm having it right here. It's one of my favorites. I seriously love this film with all my heart. And if you have the chance, read the novel because it's very good also. But I think that this has been all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Coraline is now available to stream on Max. So if you have the streaming service and you have never seen this, you should go and watch it because, like I said, it's a very good film. But thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you guys on my next video.
Bye. Real. That much I know.